Southwest, and then that's when we go bad.
Mm-hmm.
And
When you think you understand it all, that's also when you go bad.
yeah, you can't and you won't. Because there's always some other way. I'm Freda Ross, Arkansas News Service. Find our trusted indicators at publicnewsservice.org. Hello, listeners. This is Charles Ray, and I'm a proud supporter and volunteer of KABF. This radio station brings
have a great rest of the day. Where's the I'm looking for the here it is. I see it from my phone. All right, Jesse. Close it, please.
Treat animals affects all of us. Cruel treatment of animals led to the pandemic crisis, killing a million people. Environmental destruction, pollution, and poaching have made our world a poorer place. To fight back, American Humane created a 10-point plan to do better by our animal friends. Visit AmericanHumane.org today and sign our new deal for animals to make a kinder, healthier world for all of us.
Everybody, on Tuesday, November 11th, from 2 to 4 p.m., join us for a celebration of the birthday of Mrs. Daisy L. Bates, one of America's greatest civil rights workers. Hear a story about how she lived, what she accomplished, and who she helped. You can visit her home for absolutely no cost. It doesn't take anything but air and opportunity for you to be there. That's on this coming Tuesday at 1207 West 28th Street here in Little Rock, the Daisy Bates House Museum.
Yes, you coming in hot this morning. Coming in hot this morning. Coming in hot this morning. Can't hear me. Oh my goodness, what is happening right now? Are you kidding me right now? Yes, we're coming in hot this morning. Coming in hot this morning. Can you all hear me? Oh my goodness. Let me know if you can hear me. Or can you hear me on the radio? It doesn't look like the radio is doing what it's supposed to be doing. Hello, 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 hello. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Somebody let me know. Oh, hey, Takia, you can hear me. Somebody let me know. Can you hear me on the radio? Can you hear me on the radio? I'm gonna have to call Charles. Yes, 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 yes. So you can hear me on the radio. So thank you. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me on the radio. Thank you so much for joining us for the workplace right here at KABF 88.3 FM, where we are the voice of the people. You were listening to that song by Zatoria Curry. I know I've been changed. We're going to talk about that in just a minute, but I want to make sure that you can hear me. I want to make sure you can hear me. Dr. Whitfield, you got to be able to hear me if she's sending me a text message. Well, no, she might be on Facebook. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Hey, do you know how to fix this? Because it's not moving right there. Does that mean I'm on the air? Can you hear me over there in that room?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear me? Oh, so the radio is on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure. They say y'all can hear me. I don't know why because it's not moving right here. Why the thing is not moving right here?
Okay.
The lights.
You got your mic on.
Oh my goodness.
Look, I'm gonna take it again. Say something.
Say something, say something. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. 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 Thank you all so much for those of you who are online. You can't hear me. Those of you who are online, I know that you can hear me. We're going to try to give it a few minutes so we can find somebody who can help us. Charles, can you hear me? There's no lights on the board, and there are no lights on the back. You know, when you look to the back in the corner, so we're not on the air. I mean, I'm streaming on Facebook, but we're not streaming across the radio.
I heard you when I come in. I heard you when I come up there.
Well, Jesse was just in here. Okay, he's gonna listen to the radio. So those of you who can hear us on Facebook, thank you all so much. We're trying to troubleshoot so you can also hear us on the radio. But still, right now this is the workplace right here, KBF 88.3 FM, where we are the voice of the people. Toney is out for the next couple of weeks, and so I will be sitting in for him. I am the co-host, the Reverend Doctor. You can call me Denise. So glad to be in the space with you this morning, and always want to pause for just a minute to let you know how grateful we are for your presence, for new people signing on, for people that sign on every once in a while. Takia, y'all not gonna believe it. We got a shout out from Takia. I actually used to teach Takia. Don't that make you feel some kind of way? The world just keep on turning. Now she got 2 beautiful babies, great relationship, job. She's just doing the doggone thing. So glad to see you. And for all of you who are listening, we appreciate how you encourage us here, because there are not many spaces in this world that allows you to hear what you hear on KABF 88.3. We are I don't want to say non-commercial, but we are community radio. So we don't have the same regulations all the way through. So we have more freedom to give you the information that you actually need to hear without it being filtered through somebody else's lens. And so it's only because of you, though, that we are able to do that. I think we're celebrating 41 years. We just celebrated 41 years, so that we can continue to bring you the information and the education and the opportunities that help you do what it is that you need to do. Okay, there it is. I should be on the radio. Hey, what's your name? What's your name? Oh, you don't want me to tell you? Okay, Charles said he on his way. I can tell him he don't have to come because you got it done. Okay, let me just call Charles and tell him that we did get it. We don't need him to come up here and try to help us with it. So we are live on the air at KABF 88.3 FM. Those of you online with us, oh, you know I'm one of your favorite. Yes, ma'am. I love you too, Takia. I still remember all of the times we had together in your middle school. Okay. Yeah, Charles, he got it up. We're on now. All right. Thank you so much. Yeah. So I wanted to stop you from coming because we're up and running. All right. Thanks, Charles. So much. Bye-bye. Yeah, so we are up and running live on KABF 88.3 on the radio. We are live right here on the streaming platform. We are streaming globally, so thank you for joining in. I do have a couple of announcements that I want to make before we jump into our conversation for today. I always want to make sure that we are keeping everybody informed. Listen, y'all, I saw this one and was like, what? So the Sims Barbecue closes its John Barrow location in Little Rock. So Sims Barbecue on John Barrow is closed. However, you can still go to the other. I think there are 2 other locations that you can go to. So let me read all of what they put on here for you to know about the closure. Here we go. The Sims Barbecue, located at 1307 Barrow in Little Rock, has closed its doors after almost 40 years. However, the restaurant's other 2 locations will remain open for business. The Geyer Springs Road location is only open on Sunday right now for Soul Food Sunday, but it will switch to all week at some point. The employees who worked at the John Barrow location will move to the Geyer Springs location, which can be found in the South Park Shopping Center at 760 Geyer Springs Road. Its phone number is 501-562-8844. 501-562-8844. The location at Broadway Street will remain open Monday through Saturday. Will remain open from Monday through Saturday, just as it always has been. So I want to make sure you have that bit of information because this is as important to some of us as everything else we're going to talk about. And the location at Broadway Street, the number is 501. 501-372-6868. 501-372-6868 at 2415 Broadway Street. Huh?
I can talk now.
You want to talk now? I was going to ask you who it is. I was going to say thank you for getting us up and running. Go on, say what you want to say to the people.
Oh, well, I want to say good morning to all of the listeners for tuning in to the doctor.
You can call me Denise.
Denise. Well, she had asked me to be on her show
I did.
a year ago or more.
Is you calling me out right now?
Well, no. I'm the one didn't show up. Because you would be on what day?
I'm Tuesdays at 9 a.m.
9 a.m. See. But I'm Brother Mo be on Friday mornings. So I come up here to see Mr. Charles Raven. He got banker's hours.
Well, everybody know him. Well,
I know.
He don't come in till 10.
10?
That's his office hours. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So. But anyway, I just come in to get a little bit of paperwork from out there. And I had no idea. I said, who is that? I said, I didn't know her. But anyway,
you can go on and say that on the air if you want to. So you didn't recognize me. That's what you're saying. Okay. Because I was going to say, now I was out there in the parking lot with you. We were in the parking lot together. Yeah, that's when I first met you.
Really?
But I understand that you don't. I understand that I look different.
All that
I understand that I look different. No worries.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. But I'm still beautiful though, right?
Oh yeah. Tell the world she's beautiful. But I just stepped in to get a little paperwork. I just got a call in because tomorrow pledge drive start. What I want you all to do out there in Radio Land, call in and make your pledges. This money does not go to the host of any type of here. It goes to help keeping the radios on the air. They got a number of types of programs. They can help you on your businesses. Oh, they can do a lot. you have to call Mr. Charles Ray. Area code 501.
372-6119. Mhm.
And talk to him. He will hook you up. Well, he would show you, and you can't beat the prices. You know, for your anniversaries, your church function that's going on, your small businesses, and a lot of other things that this radio can help you with. This is a community managed radio station. That means you are involved. So it's not just a one-man thing, because whatever you sing in, it would be of good use, because this equipment is very expensive, and it's expensive to work on, but we want to stay on the air for you all. No matter who's behind the mic, will it be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and they asking for a please call in. I just got a pledge for $200.
Ooh,
Woo-hoo. So I got $200 to go tomorrow to get my quota, but I'm not bragging.
okay. I didn't say you were bragging.
The thing about it is, I'm just happy to be of help, because I've been with KABF over 15 years.
Okay.
You know, I come in a little boy.
Okay.
Now I'm an old man. You know,
Okay.
I'm ugly, but I'm old.
Who told you you were ugly? You say things like that to yourself?
I do.
Oh.
It's
a bad practice.
I don't say, some people let that go to the head, especially the men.
Hmm.
But I'm one of them that I'm just natural, man. And to the doctor this morning, you can call her Denise. I've been running her ad on the radio here for a long time. Who is the doctor? And this second time I've seen, no, probably the third time.
Probably the third time.
Because I used to see you in meetings
Mm-hmm.
when I show up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw you here now today. But I'm so, Denise, I'm so happy to be of help.
I appreciate you, because I didn't know what to do.
Just start punching buttons.
That's how you mess up stuff.
But you all can call in, area code 501-433-0088. Make your pledge. Talk to the doctor this morning. I may not be here for a little while, but the thing about it is, that won't stop you from calling in and making your pledge.
So Takia is listening to us on Facebook, and she has this message for you. Oh, no, to Mr. Good Sir. We don't say that to ourselves. We don't call ourselves ugly.
Ugly.
We don't do that.
Yeah.
We do not do that. Nor do we allow anybody else to do it either.
Well, there's a song that the Temptations put out. Beauty is only skin deep.
Is that what they said?
That's what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes beauty goes too deep in there. I think that the most beautiful part of a person comes from the inside.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. But I can also recognize a person's beauty on the outside, too. And I don't have a problem saying that. So let me just make sure I'm understanding what you're doing. You going to sit with me today?
No, I'm going to go.
Oh, I just want to make sure so that I can include you in the conversation. I just want to make sure how we flowing. So you just want to say all you want to say to the people before you go.
Good morning. I just wanted to come in and there's a few buttons you needed to punch to get back on there.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much. And I
gonna...
am going to call you. I got your phone
Oh
number.
my God.
Because you are supposed to come on the show. I remember saying that to you.
Yes.
Yep. So we're going to make it happen.
What?
Huh?
Can't you count the day for that day?
I just asked you, sir, if you were going to sit, are you in on the show today? And you said no, you were just going to say good morning.
I say good morning and we'll get out the door.
Okay, so that's up to you.
But tell her I appreciate that encouragement.
Yeah, she hears you.
Statement.
Uh-huh.
God bless you.
Uh-huh.
I love her.
Uh-huh.
And ain't nothing she can do about it.
Yeah, I'll say that. I don't believe that part, but okay. All right. Thank you.
Take care now.
All right. So I love it, Takia, Mr. Good Sir. Mr. Good Sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Good Sir, because he was the one who got us live on the radio, and we are here. So we started out this morning with a song from Zatoria Curry. I had to find her name because she is the one. He said, can't you count today? I just love black people. I love black people. I love how we'll just sit down and start talking. We ain't asking no questions. I love that about us. And I also love this what happened that brought me into the space with Zatoria Curry, whom I have not met face to face personally. I have not. But I remember reading the announcements to all of you about Miss Major's Celebration of Life service that was being held at Mosaic Templars a couple of weeks ago, and the last Saturday in October, if I'm not mistaken. And as part of the celebration, there was an MC, I don't want to say an MC, there was a guide. There was a guide for the service. And the very first thing that the guide said was that we're going to open up with a song. That's all the guide said. We're going to open up with a song. And so this woman, who I now know as Zatoria Curry, walks up to the mic. She does not introduce herself. She does not say, first, giving honor to God, who is the head of my life. She does not say what church she belonged to. She does not tell us what song she's about to sing. She does not ask us to sing along with her. She just stands flat-footed and starts singing, I Know I've Been Changed. And as soon as she opened her mouth, that's all she had to do was open her mouth. Everybody in the building, I mean everybody in the building, we manifested. We manifested that verse in the Bible that says where 2 or 3 are gathered. I added some to it when I was a pastor. I didn't know I added to it, but when I was a pastor, I added to it. Where 2 or 3 are gathered, touching and agreeing on any one thing, there he is in our midst, talking about God the creator, God the redeemer, God the sustainer. And so all of us, we became one in that moment from the first note. So the stomping that you hear, that's us. She didn't say stomp, that's us. We knew what to do. Takia said, don't give me the rocking and stomping this left foot. We knew what to do. When she got to the verse, we knew what to do. That's us singing. The angels in heaven have signed our name because we know the song. We know how it works because we've been in this space before. It's been for everybody in there, we were brought up this way. And so I started thinking about that for the conversation we're going to have this morning about I Know I've Been Changed. In the song, I Know I've Been Changed, which is a traditional gospel song, and it is sung in many places. It's not sung everywhere like this. Most of the time, this kind of singing, where you can feel that it's coming from the very pure soul that this person has. When it seems like she's singing from the tips of her toes all the way up to the crown of her head, when you have to jerk a little bit, when you have to stomp a little bit, when you feel the hairs on your body, on your arm, they start standing up. That kind of singing usually is only found in the Black church, because what we bring to the experience is all that we are carrying in our bodies from our ancestors on, because we carry the cells, we honor the blood, and so it's in us way down deep. And so the experience of the harm, the experience of the degradation, the experience of the dehumanization, the experience of the rapes, the experience of the enslavement, all of that is in us, and it comes out through the songs that we have brought to this world. Every song you listen to, I don't care if it's country, I don't care if it's rock and roll, it comes from us, from our ancestors singing these songs in order to just bring hope to their souls and to their spirits and to their minds and their bodies in the midst of the trauma that they were experiencing. And so we know this song well, and it has been used in the traditional Black church to remind us of the importance of baptism, because many of us follow the doctrine, because a lot of us grew up Baptist, a lot of us didn't. A lot of us grew up in some traditional Christian church where they believe that baptism is a signal, is a outward experience of what's happening to you on the inside. So it's a visible representation. It's a visible symbol of how you have been touched by God. You've been brought into the fold, that you are now one of the chosen generation. Like, we believe in baptism. Many of us, that's how we grew up. And so Takia says, one of those small churches with wooden floors and no instruments, hence the foot stomping. It's a different kind of experience. You better say that. One of those small churches with wooden floors and no instruments. And let me add, no air conditioner. That's why we got these fans. He talking about where them fans at. That all of that's rooted. And that's why I love that movie Sinner so much, because he brings so much of our heritage into every bit of song. Even the white people that's out there doing the honky tonk. Oh, I don't know what you call it, but that's what we used to call it, the honky tonk. Even that comes from our culture. And so this belief that for many people, not all of us believe this, but for many people, to be baptized is a sign, an outward sign of what has happened to you on the inside when you came to know Jesus in a certain way. So the song is rooted in that kind of theology that we're going to pick apart in just a minute. Caller, you're live on the air at KABF 88.3. Thanks for calling. Good morning.
Hope everyone is doing great.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of hitting on something that's been on my mind real hard this week. And it starts off with Hebrew. Now, I know the Hebrew Israelite movement, but it's based what they say for Moses leading children of Israel in Egypt, which historical never happened. There's no record in history about it. But the word Hebrew simply means to cross over, to come from one state or place. It's not a race, it's not a land, it's a movement. Now, to cross over from, if we say we're going to cross over from out of a wicked world system, that means we have to be prepared of righteous world system. In order to prepare a righteous world system, you have to have truth. You have to have truth. This is what's going to do it. Now, you said to come together, two or three come together. We, as people, have never looked at truth as being like you would look at a physical, powerful person. Truth is more powerful than anything you can imagine. It's more powerful than all the waters, all the hurricanes. Truth is a powerful, actually, being, if you really want to say it like that. So when you move in the truth, you will automatically start, even if you do it in your own thinking, you will automatically start to destroy evil, as you call it. We need to move our thinking in a different direction than worrying about Democrats and Republicans, because we know what it is. We know what religion it is. We know what all the things it is that haven't worked. It's like, okay, you did something wrong as a person, so God gonna put you in slavery, and then He gonna put somebody over you to beat your ass worse than evil than you is. That logic don't make no sense. Mm-hmm. And we have to say, I was thinking about that. That's all I got to say, Christmas.
Thank you so much, caller. And the caller is bringing us, great introduction to what we're going to talk about. Hotep is on the line, sending you life, prosperity, and health. Hotep. Lo, thank you so much for joining us. And so that's exactly what we're talking about, what the caller said about how we have to change our mindset. We got to move in a different direction. And so I brought this song up that says, I know I've been changed, because it's rooted in the sacrament of baptism. And so again, it's an outward expression of what is happening to you on the inside. That's what baptism is. And so for me and the caller, what I hear both of us agreeing on is that it's time now for us to actually go in the opposite direction, to say there's something happening there's a shift happening to us on the inside. There's a shift happening to us in the way that we think, the way that we feel, the way that we understand, the way that we know, the way that we move. There's a shift happening on the inside. And because of that, I'm going to start doing things differently on the outside. So I'm using the sacrament of baptism to talk about how I know for a fact that that anybody who resonates with baptism, anybody who resonates with this sacrament, anybody who resonates with this kind of church experience, I don't care what color you are, I don't care what your nationality is, anybody who resonates with what it means to be bound together by people who believe the same thing that you do and want nothing but the best for you, which is to live your abundant life. And you come together and you feel the energy in the room. You feel the presence of whoever it is that you serve. You know without a shadow of a doubt, you know that you know that you know that you know what's happening to you on the inside, even though you can't explain it. And so I'm using that to say, well, if you know that feeling, then the same thing is what we're asking you to do now, except it's not about baptism. It's about coming into the truth of the reality of your situation, particularly as Black folks, but as all people in general. I know that this is the workplace, but I still believe in centering Blackness in the context of the human experience. So regardless of who you are, this conversation about being true to yourself and your reality is important. And for some of us, we have got to, it is a necessity. It is imperative. We no longer have a choice. We have got to start moving in a different direction. And it's from the inside out. Got to change your mindset so that you can begin to operate differently. I want you to hear this segment from Carol Anderson, who wrote the book White Rage. What is the other part of the book? I think is the subtitle, The Truth About Our Nation's Divide, something like that. But White Rage is the title of the book. One of the community, shout out to the community voice that sent this to me so that I can listen to it. I've been listening to it for the last 2 or 3 days. And I pulled this segment just for us to hear today as part of this conversation that we're having about making a change in the direction that we are going, which starts with a change in our mindset. Listen to what Carol Anderson says. Oh, wait a minute.
Visible. We often think of racism as this visible thing, but white rage is subtle. It is corrosive. It operates through the state legislatures, through Congress, through the judiciary, through school boards. It cloaks itself in legalities. And so I set out, and so because it's so quiet, it's so subtle, you don't see it. And so I set out to blow graphite onto that fingerprint, to be able to trace white rage throughout time, not all the way back to time immemorial with the dinosaurs, but at least up to the Civil War, all the way through to 2016. And one of the things that became clear to me as I started thinking through how white rage works, it became clear to me that the presence of Black people was not the trigger for white rage. There's that stun. Almost, what you talking about, Willis? Look. It is the presence of Black people with ambition. The presence of Black people with drive. The presence of Black people with aspirations. The presence of Black people who achieve. It's the presence of Black people who refuse to accept their subjugation. The presence of Black people who demand their rights. That's the trigger for white rage.
That's the trigger for white rage, not just the presence of Black people, but a certain kind of Black person that triggers their rage. How dare you as a Black person think that you are going to achieve, think that you're going to be successful, think that you're going to get from underneath my knee on your neck? How dare you? And so this mindset that white people have to say, wait, we got to make sure that this kind of Black person does not exist in our midst, because if they do, we lose our mind. We lose our mind and we start doing all types of things. And so this change that has to happen is that we have to recognize those of us we have to recognize for ourselves, first of all, that we are that Black. We are the Black people that she's talking about. We are the ones with drive. We are the ones with ambition. We are the ones who achieve. That's who we are. The problem is right now, we're not manifesting that on the outside. That's who we know ourselves to be. Many of us already know that we are divine. We already know that we are superb. We already know that we are excellence, but we've gotten caught up in this system so that we're not manifesting that. And that's what we're going to talk about. Caller, you're live on the air, Kate. I thought it was a caller, but okay. Call me back. I want to hear what you have to say. So it's not that we don't know. It's not that we don't know who we are, but we've gotten caught up in the system so much so that we aren't able to live into it. We aren't able to live into it because our livelihood now, because of the way we are living now, our livelihood is I'm trying to see this right here. Our livelihood is tied up, is connected to the system. Caller, you're live on the air, KABF at 8.3. Thanks for calling.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
you know, we are the light of the world. The divine light is in us. You know, but it don't amaze me that I be looking online and I see like sisters and brothers and, you know, they trying to wake up, you know, put what activation on. But, you know, I see more white people telling people they congregation about who we are than we doing in our churches tonight. But they the one that had the history. We been shut down from now. Now they are here telling you our own teachers are trying to tell us who we are. But we just don't want to look at ourselves you in the light of the world. Like, you got to bring in a new. We got to bring in a new world what our people know. And the time, on the wall, if you know anything about the book of Revelation, you'll see Trump in there. He just made that pact with China. Then you have to look at Revelation, and you'll see the 7 more countries, the 10 more, and shit now where you can't trade and buy one accord. But the truth will destroy that if you operate in it. We have to operate in truth to destroy the evil system. Just like I say, truth is like a great, big, powerful man. It's nothing standing still. It will literally destroy that disease. But you have to believe. You don't have to believe it. You have to know it, really. You have to believe and start knowing it. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. So the truth then, if the caller says, well, we gotta stand on truth, and the truth will help us. Oh, what the Bible says, the truth will set you free. And so we already know, many of us already know the truth about who we are as divine, the truth about who we are as powerful, the truth about who we are as the ones who have been created to be the light of the world. Like all of that, some of us know that, but we are unable to manifest it because of our connection and our complicity with the system. So what do I mean by that? I was talking to somebody the other day. It was a man, and he said to me that he could go the next, I think he said 5 or 6 years. I don't even know. He might have said 10 or 12 years. I don't know. I might have gotten lost in the conversation because sometimes I do that. But he said he can go that long without having to buy another bottle of cologne. I was like, what now? Wait, what now? How much cologne is that? And then I talked to another gentleman, and we were talking about material things, and he was telling me that he has 2 cars, and I was like, well, why do you have 2 cars? And he was like, well, I got one that I drive on Sundays, and then the other one is a work car. And I said, why do you have to have a certain car for Sundays? He said, well, I didn't want to put too many miles on the car. I said, so wait a minute, help me understand. You bought a car, but you didn't want to put no miles on the car? Like, ain't that what cars are for? Like, I could not understand it. So he got so up, because we were going back and forth. He got so upset. So he finally said, bottom line is, I got 2 cars because I can. I said, okay. Okay, you know when to bow out of a conversation. And so that is what I mean when I say that we are not in a position to manifest our truth because our livelihood is tied to the system. Because we have gotten these jobs, we have these positions, we're making this money, and now we want to do all of the things that the world says you need to do to achieve the American dream. So you got to have this house in this kind of neighborhood and drive this car and blah, blah, blah. All of that you are buying, you have bought into, when really the American dream ain't for you anyway. So no matter what you try to do in this rat race, you are never going to get there because it's not designed for you. And so if you would change your mindset and ask yourself this question, okay, if truth sets me free, and the truth about who I am is that I am already brilliant, I am already excellent, I'm already divine, I'm already powerful, then what is keeping me from being free? Well, what's keeping you from being free is your connection to the system. In order for us to live our truth, we got to divest from the system. Okay, Denise, how do you do that? I'm glad you asked. You sit down and you take inventory of your life. Okay, what is it that I know that I got to pay every month? What is it that I know I got to pay? I'm not going to be able to survive if I don't pay this. It's going to be your mortgage. For those of you who are renting, it's going to be your rent until you move into having a mortgage. And that is my hope for you, that you move away from renting and move into home ownership. I know they're making it difficult, but there is a way. And one of those ways is what we're talking about right now. So if you know that you need to pay your mortgage, then that means that the connection that you have to the system is so important to you, because you cannot allow it to go, because you don't want to lose your home. Because if you lose your home, then hey, don't nobody want to be homeless if you don't have to be, right? And we don't even want the people who have been pushed into homeless to be homeless. So I gotta have a roof over my head. Well, let's calculate what money you could use to pay off your mortgage, or to pay it off sooner. Because you might have a 30-year mortgage. It's a way that you can pay it off in 15. You may have a 15-year mortgage. It's a way you can pay it off in 7.5. You may have a 30-year mortgage, and it's a way for you to pay the whole thing off. Start counting where your money is going. So if you can look in your closet and say, I got enough cologne to last me 5 years. If you can look in your driveway and say, I got 2 cars, one of them I don't even use but once a week. If you can look at your house and say, hey, I got stuff in here like shower curtains. And somebody came to my house the other day. Who was it? Probably Tam, because I don't have too much company. And she said, D, she called me D. She said, D, you ain't got no shower curtain? I was like, it is a shower curtain in there. I have the liner, the clear liner that you have. Like, that's all I have. And she was like, I'm talking about one on the outside. I said, why do I need one on the outside? So I can decorate my bathroom so I can look at it? I live by myself. Like, who I'm trying, even if somebody comes over, just like you came over, this is the way my house is. I don't need no decoration to say, oh, let me cover up myself. Because anybody that's going to walk in the bathroom while I'm in here, you can see me. I don't mind you seeing me in the shower. So like, why am I? So all of these things that we get caught, we got to have a shower curtain. We got to have a stand mixer. We got to have this. We got to have these gadgets. And let's not even talk about clothes. My cousin and I were talking the other day, because I told her I went, your girl Lola, it was raining outside. I usually change clothes in the room with your girl Lola on Tuesdays, headed out to walk in the neighborhood. And it was raining. And I was like, oh man, I thought it was going to stop raining by now. She was like, well, you can go walk in the mall, because McCain Mall got three floors. I said, I didn't even think about that. And so I went to McCain Mall, and I thought I was going to walk the mall, but I ended up walking for an entire 30 minutes. No, it didn't take 30 minutes. I walked for an hour just in Dillard's. If you just go through each one of the little cuts, go up all the stairs, down all the stairs, 3 floors, before you know it, you done walk the mile up in Dillard's. And as I was turning one corner, I saw this purse, and I said, oh, I want that purse. I'm going to get it. So I sent it to my cousin and wanted her to see it, because we talk like that. And she said, but wait a minute, before you even send it to me, it's a Michael Kors purse. She said, before you even send it to me, does it have MK all over? Because I don't do that. I said, now I don't do that either. I don't give free advertisement for folks walking around with MK all over. Yes, it is a Michael Kors purse, but you wouldn't know it. If you don't know it, you don't know it. I ain't trying to prove nothing. I just thought it was cute. And so we had this conversation about, how who was that said something to me about what I had on. I said, yeah, I got it from Goodwill. So you shop in Goodwill? Yes, I do. Because I do not understand why you can come to Goodwill and get a name brand shirt for $6.99, but you go to the department store, you're gonna pay $80 for it. If I can get it for $6.99 at Goodwill, why was it ever $80 in the first place? It must not be worth that much. Because even if I didn't go to Goodwill, they're gonna put it on sale. They're gonna have they coming up now. It's coming up now. The Black Friday sale. They make you feel like they putting it on sale, but they've already jacked up the price so that when they put it on a discount, you're still paying the same thing. Like, all of these are tricks of the trade to get you to spend your money in this way. If you took all of that money that we spending on shoes, I got to have red bottoms. We spending on purses. I got to have a Louis Vuitton. We spending on cologne. I got to have the latest whatever, perfume, whatever. If you take that money and apply it towards your mortgage, I guarantee you'll pay it off faster, your house off faster. You can do it. When you say, well, Denise, how you know? Have you paid yours off? Yes, I have. I own. See, that's why people say to me, girl, you'll just say anything. You know why? Because I'm not scared. You know why I'm not scared? Because you can't do nothing to me. You can't evict me because I own my home. You can't repossess my car because I own my car. You can't fire me because I don't work for you. Freedom is available to us if we would change directions, if we would stop being so concerned about wearing our money. One of the things my daddy used to do, my daddy used to put on the raggediest clothes he could find. And it was a pair of overalls. He had a pair of overalls. This was before he got way big. But he would put on the raggediest pair of overalls. It would be dirty. He would have stains all on it. He wouldn't groom himself or anything. And he would go to a car dealership because he wanted to buy a car. And he would say to me, watch this. He would say, the person who treats me like I'm a human. He didn't say, that's not his language. He would say, I don't want to use the words. I try not to cuss on the air. I cuss now, don't get me wrong, but I try not to cuss on the air. He said, the person who treats me like I'm not a certain type of person, that's who's going to get my business. And needless to say, people would not, they would avoid him like the plague because they figured that he couldn't buy a car. They figured that he didn't have any money. They didn't even want to fool with him. But the person who treated him as a human, that's who my dad would get the car from. And not only that, he would buy the car off the lot. Now, don't get me wrong. He would buy the car. We didn't buy brand new cars. My dad didn't believe in that because he's like, but as soon as you drive off the lot, the car it depreciates as soon as you drive. Like, why do that? And so for those of us who are going to have a shift in our mindset from the inside out, so we can begin to work on the things that matter, paying off that car, paying off that mortgage, building your own business. We can do all of those things and we can divest from this system if we would change our mindset. Stop worried about what people are doing on Facebook. Because let me tell you something. Anybody that's looking at my brothers on Facebook, my one brother, it's a lie. And look, I ain't never scared to say whatever I'm going to say. And my brother knows it. Yeah, y'all look at Facebook. All of these social media platforms allow you to be who you want to be, not who you really are. And for many of us, we're looking at what somebody else is doing and we thinking that that's their reality. And if they can do it, I can do it. And so you're sacrificing all of these things to make sure you can look good on social media. So you can make sure that your house look good if somebody comes over there. Your house, don't get me wrong, now you should not be living in filth. And filth, anybody come on my house, no, I do not live in filth. I don't even have dishes in the sink right now. But we have got to begin to think about, how can I be free? The only way that you can be free is to get out of this system, and it is possible. When I first moved to Arkansas, I was driving a hard body drop top Mercedes convertible compressor. That's what I was driving. And I drove it until I couldn't drive it anymore. Like, I had to get rid of it. Or I could have I didn't want to put the money in because it was going to cost me more money at that point than it was worth. So instead I went and got a Camry, the car that I'm driving now, 2014 Camry. And I had a friend who said to me, Denise, I don't know nobody who go from a Mercedes drop top convertible, 2-seater convertible to a Camry. I said, I know who does it. The one who ain't got no car note. which would be me. Now, let me confess. I did not do what my daddy taught me to do. I did not buy the car off the lot. And of course, and first of all, I didn't go to a commercial lot. I went to a local lot out here in Sherwood. But I could hear my daddy cussing at me because I financed the car, and I heard my daddy cussing. Every time I got in the car, I heard him cussing me out because my daddy cussed all the time, cussing me out until I said, okay, Dad, finally I said, Dad, I hear you. So within a year, before the car made a year, the car was paid off, because that's the way I was taught. And so I said, a person who don't have a car note, because guess who I'm talking to? I'm talking to a person who was driving a Range Rover, a Range Rover for $900 a month. $900. My mortgage was $992 a month. So if you can afford a Range Rover for $900 a month, you can get a mortgage. Like, we have got to begin to reframe this world for us. The world is what it's showing you, what it's dangling in front of you, what it's tempting you to do is all about capitalism. It's all about exploiting you for somebody else's gain. I just saw the headline that Elon Musk is one vote away from being the first trillionaire. And y'all out here talking, I gotta go get a Tesla. Let me see what Lo is saying. Lo said, Black liberation is my desire for Black folks. Being liberated, Black folks can set up an agenda and strategies in protecting and moving forward. Free your mind and your butt will follow. Black liberation is my desire for Black folks, says Lo. Being liberated, Black folks can set up an agenda and strategies in protecting and moving forward. Free your mind and your butt will follow. Remember the statistics that said Black people, this was a few years ago, that we were contributing $1.3 trillion into the economy, and we still don't have our own homes. And then we, look, because the person that was talking to me about the Range Rover didn't own a home. As a matter of fact, was renting in somebody else's house. So don't tell me we don't have the money. Don't tell me we can't do it. But as long as we are more concerned about what we look like, wearing our money, driving our money, instead of investing our money, then you can't tell me. Then don't even sing the words to this song outside of the biblical context, because I can sing the song, and many of us can sing the song outside of church. I know I've been changed. I know that my mind has now been regulated in a different way. I know for a fact that I'm seeing things clearly now that the rain is gone. I know for a fact that I'm not who I used to be, because I dared to tell the truth to myself about, girl, you done got caught up. You done got distracted. And now look at you. And so we have to make a change. My brother said, yes, you do. This is my brother, the oldest brother, Dr. Derek Donnell. What you talking about? Yes, you do. Yes, I do. What? Okay, I'll probably hear my daddy cussing. That's probably what I do. Oh, Takia said, I'm back. I forgot I had headphones at my desk to listen in. Okay. And so, Takia, what we're talking about, what we've been talking about since you were away, is just about change. The song is I Know I've Been Changed, about doing something on the outside that's a visible symbol of what's happening to you on the inside. So the sacrament of baptism is a testimony, is a witness to people that, hey, something has happened to me. I am now in tune with God, whoever your God is. I'm not trying to argue that point at all, but you want people to see that there's something that has happened. And what I'm saying is, now that you've done that, because I'm not coming for anybody's Jesus today, not anybody's Buddha or anybody. I'm just saying, if you can make that change, then you can make this change that I'm asking us to make from the inside out, that says, hey, if I'm going to be free, if I'm going to live my truth, if I'm going to have the abundant life, then the only way that I can do it in this world that we are living in is to divest from the system of capitalism, which simply means to use your money as a vehicle instead of as a showpiece. That's one of the things I learned too from my mom. I learned from my mom. My mom was the only Black Republican that I knew. And there was another family, another Black family, Range was their last name, Leslie Range and his family. So we would find ourselves, his children and my mom's children, which would be me, because I was always with my mom. She never left me anywhere. She didn't leave me at my grandmama. She didn't leave me at my auntie. She didn't leave me nowhere. I was always with my mama. And so we would be rubbing shoulders with people who made a whole lot of money, millionaires, all of that. And one of the things that I noticed about them is that if you didn't know them, you wouldn't have been able to tell. Because they just had on khakis and a button-down shirt and some penny loafers or loafers or what. Y'all remember penny loafers? Oh my goodness, I wanted penny loafers so bad. But my mom and dad, they didn't buy us brand name things because they told us we got a choice. Either you want brand name stuff or you want to go on vacation once a year. And so we chose a vacation. So by the time we got penny loafers, wasn't nobody else wearing them. But anyway. And so I started to see that people that really have money, like that are not, like they ain't messed up about, they ain't tripping about their money, like they ain't trying to impress about their money, like you would not know. But for us, many of us, we want people to see, look at what kind of watch I got, look at what kind of ring I got, look at these big old chain I got around my neck, look at them, make sure you see my red bottom. Like we wear it. We drive our money, which means we're not investing it, because these are things that do not appreciate with value, like art, they depreciate. And so if we could get to the point where we say, I know I've been, and you are able to say it the same way that Zatoria sings it, with every bit of power in your body, with every fiber of your being, with every bit of I know that I know that I know that I know that I know what I'm talking about, then we would be able to make a change in this world, because this world really revolves on what happens to us. You know how they say, however the South goes, so does the country. I know that's a saying, but I can't remember exactly how it goes. But something about the way the South is the one who's going to set the barometer for everybody else. That's what Black people do. I was just having this conversation with somebody else the other day. Black people, especially think about what happened in Georgia with Stacey. It was Black women in particular who saved Georgia in that moment. You're always looking to us to help, to always turn to us to fix it. We're the ones who are going to have to fix this mess right here once Trump is gone. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. So if we could get to the point where we say, I know that I've been changed. I'm no longer worried about what it looks like on the outside, but I know that I have secured a place, not just for me, but a legacy for me. Because part of the reason that I was able to do what I could do in my house was because of the way my mama and daddy left a legacy for me and my brothers. Because they believed not only in living for themselves, but saying, hey, we don't want you to go through everything that we went through. We want you to always have a leg up. What can we do? So let me tell you what my daddy said. My daddy said, let me tell you what you do every time you get paid. Every time you get paid, you pay yourself first. Now, what do? Many of us, we got to pay the Lord first. We got to pay our tithe. Okay, then. Go and pay your tithe, and then go back to the church when your lights out and see what the church said. Many of the churches say, what? Wait a minute. Let me check the roll and see when the last time was that you tithe. Wait, what now? Somebody, you've been tithing your whole life, and somebody in your family, it wants to be buried in the church, but they LGBTQ. Oh, no, we can't do that because the laws. So wait a minute, I've been giving my money all these years, and I've been tithing because I've been faithful, believing I'm doing the right thing by God. But then when I need something, when my family needs something, I get turned away. Like, what is that about? And then you can ask the question that we had on for Senator Fred Love. Ask the church, what have you done for me lately while I'm giving you the first 10%? And then the church I used to go to would say, you need to tithe off your gross. They wanted their money before Uncle Sam got his money. I'm like, people, listen, my daddy said, you pay yourself first. You pay all of your bills. Because another thing we do not have credit card. Now, I don't know what my brothers are doing, but let me tell you how we were taught. We do not have credit cards that have a revolving balance. Like, you can use a credit card. You need a credit card because you got to build credit, but you pay your credit card off at the end of the month, period. Okay. And if you can't pay it off at the end of the month, that means you're charging too much. And if you're charging too much, then you gotta rethink this thing. And so that means I ain't paying nobody's late fees. I ain't paying nobody's finance charges. And I'm sure not paying no late fees. That's how you get free. And that's how you become what this woman says. That's how come yes, I want, if that's what triggers white rage, me being free, because I'm not complicit in your system, then go on and be mad at me. Please get mad at me. Let me see what Takia is saying. As my grandma says, don't buy me no big fancy bag and I ain't got nothing to put in it. Oh my goodness. We talk about that too. Some of us got these purses that caused, I went to the pawn shop. I had never, honestly, y'all, I'm just being real. I had never gone to the pawn shop to shop. Like, I didn't know people did that. But anyway, I'm not judging anybody because I was in there. Somebody took me, I was in there and I bought something. But I wanted to see how much the Louis Vuitton purses cost at the pawn shop. The purse at the pawn shop that I picked up was $1,500. I'm like, wait a minute. So if it's $1,500 in the pawn shop, what does it cost if you buy it like off the rack? Like, you gotta be kidding me right now. It blew my mind. It blew my mind. My brother said, preach the remix. Derek, you're funny. And I'm glad that my brother is on here because my brother knows that I'm not lying because this is the older brother. So the oldest of my two brothers. Now he don't play. He gonna when my mama was around in the physical world, I would call her if I wanted somebody to get in the dirt with me. Like if somebody had made me mad and I told my mom, baby, she gonna be mad too. I'm talking about ride or die. What you want to do? But my brother, if I wanted somebody to help me see things objectively, like, wait a minute, let's talk about what you're doing. Let's talk about how you are participating in this and contributing. Okay, now so he's gonna keep it level. So the fact that he's not pushing back on me lets me know, okay, you got at least a witness that's testifying that what I'm saying is the truth about how I was raised and the truth that I'm offering to you to let you know that there is a way out. But it happens with the change in the mindset. It happens with what the caller said. We've got to move in a different direction. What can I offer you? What kind of counsel can I offer you that will get you to say, you know what, Denise, Jesse does the Never Mind the Morning show before I come in on before the workplace on Thursdays. And we always talk before the show starts. We're getting to know each other. And we were talking about, I was asking him as a white man in America, what happened to him? Like, because, I really do enjoy being in his presence. I'm like, how did you get to understand race relations the way that you do? I have a friend whose lover, Matthew, is the same way, white man. I'm like, how did you get to this point that you now understand race relations the way that you do? And the bottom line is willingness. I had the willingness to listen. I had the willingness to say, maybe I'm wrong. Willingness is the key. Caller, you're live on the air, KABF. Thanks for calling. Caller, call me back. I'm sorry. Okay, let's get to Kia. My mom will get in the dirt with me. My grandmama lets me vent and then says, well, pay your rent, baby. Meaning this is always home, but please don't let these people make you do something that will have you move back in my house. Wait a minute, I love this. My mom will get in the dirt with me, but my grandmama lets me vent and then says, well, pay your rent, baby. Meaning this is always home, but please don't let those people make you do something that will have you move back in my house. I love it. Caller, you're live on the air, KBF 88.3 FM.
You know?
Yes, we're here.
Yeah, the one more thing. You really talking some real good talk. I mentioned about Hebrew, but I didn't mention about Egypt. Egypt simply means bondage, to be in bondage. Now, all the things that you are talking about, if you go make the crossover, and what you call the Hebrew, you're crossing over from out of the slavery that we are oppressed with. That's coming out of Egypt, what we call, but the land over there really killing you. You know all this stuff. Mm-hmm. But people don't understand what it really means to come out of bondage. In debt up to your neck. You can't hardly breathe. But anyway, thank you.
Thank you, caller. So Egypt coming, and that's interesting that the caller said that. I want to tie these things tie this up because I know it's past 10 o'clock. Nobody came in though, so I'm about to get off in just a minute, y'all. Give me just a couple of more minutes. But Egypt. So Egypt means bondage. And so one of the things about the Bible is, for those of us who have studied it actually, if you're talking about the Old Testament, it starts with the book of Exodus. And that is, Exodus is when the children of Israel were free, right? Like the whole story about them leaving the land and being free. And what happened was somebody said, wait a minute. If we start with the Exodus, like people gonna be like, wait a minute, how do we get here? And it makes perfect sense because the Bible is a story. I mean, we've got it mixed up about what the Bible really is, but at the end of the day, the Bible is a book of stories. That's what it is. And so, like, well, it really wouldn't make sense to start right here because most people would say, well, wait a minute, how they get in Egypt? Like, what? I mean, and those are valid questions. So let's back up. And let's create, That's what writers do. We create. Let's create a beginning so that they can see, oh, this is how they finally got to Exodus. And so the Exodus is about the salvation, the freeing of the Israelites. And so when we talk about the slave Bible, well, the slave Bible doesn't include the book of Exodus because it's like, we don't want you to know that you can, we don't want you to know that there's freedom for you. Like we curated your Bible. Curate means we picked out the parts that we wanted to do. The same thing that pastors do every Sunday. Same thing I'm about to do this Sunday when I preach. I'm going to pull out the part of the passage of scripture that's going to help me make my point. Now, that's what we do. And so the call is like, well, Egypt means you got to get away from this. Like, you got to get out of bondage. And so my question is, what would it cost you? Like, what key could I turn on, or what switch could I flip to get you to say, I'm willing to at least have the conversation that says, I done got caught up. Let me rethink this thing. Let me rearrange my money. Like, let me redirect this path. Like, let me rethink this. Like, what would it cost for you to be willing just to even say that to yourself? And then Takia, Liz Lowe says, if you believe the story. Yes, if you believe the story. If you believe the story about the Egypt that the caller's talking about, if you believe the story about the Exodus that I'm talking about, it's all contingent on what you believe. So if you believe that. But Takia says something that I really want to touch on before we go, and that is what her grandmama said. And I think that, I know we've done a disservice. We've done a disservice to ourselves in how we have these broken links in the chain and between our generations, particularly as Black folks, but as the world over, but as Black folks, and how we treat our elders, how we mistreat our elders, how we don't look out for our elders. And it always boggles my mind because these people, these church people, they always talk about the Lord this and the Lord that. But one of the things that the Bible does say that these people say that they believe is that it's two populations of people that you have to devote yourself to. That's orphans and widows. That's it. Like, if you don't do anything else by God, you have to take care of the most vulnerable in your midst. And so we have not done that. So when Takia's sitting at the feet of her grandma, and now that I am, I use this word only intentionally. Now that I am blessed, I don't usually use that word a lot because I can't stand when the Christian be talking, I'm blessed and highly favored of the Lord. No, I do consider it a blessing, though, a gift that God bestowed on me, the opportunity for my path to cross with Miss Sarah Faison. And now I can sit at her feet. And when I tell you, I'm like, I know I'm better for it. I know she got me thinking about stuff that, as a matter of fact, she called my trauma crap the other day. I was like, wait a minute. And when she got through talking and explaining to me why she was calling my trauma crap, she said, I'm calling it crap because that's the only thing you want to hold on to. Surely your daddy gave you more than just violence. Talk to me about that. And surely he did. And so I'm grateful. And so we got to have these conversations with people who have the knowledge, who are willing to impart, but we can only hear it like my white friend Jesse and my white friend Matthew. We can only hear it if we are willing. Are you willing, Black people, to look at yourselves and say, wait a minute, I done got caught up. Let me redirect myself and that means redirect my money. Let me pay off this house. Let me pay off this car. Let me stop buying every iPhone that come out, every Nike that come out, and let me stop doing it for my children. They don't need, I promise you they don't need it because I'm a living witness. I'm a testimony. My mama said, either you going on vacation or you going to look good. Well, we don't want to look good. We want to, and some of your children, they got the Nikes, but they ain't walking in them Nikes in Paris. They ain't walking in them Nikes in Dubai because y'all ain't going nowhere. So we have got to change our minds. And so this song that I'm going to leave us with, I'm totally fascinated with this AI generated voice, Xania Monet. And so this song, wait a minute. So Takia says, say it. I know I'm her baby, but she's my baby. I can go on and on about our conversations during my lifetime. I'll be going home to sit at those feet in a few weeks, and I am so excited. And look, and I hope that you get an opportunity to tune in next week because Miss Sarah is going to be on the show with us. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I can't wait. And so we have to begin to rebuild these these links that are broken. We've got to bind ourselves together again so that we can listen to those who have more information than us. And so this song by Zanny and Monet that I'm leaving us with is called How Was I Supposed to Know? And she's talking about the relationship with her father, that she did not have a father in the home with her who was able to guide her in the ways that she feels like only her father could have done. And she's lamenting about that in the song. And that's what the song is about. But as you listen to the words, I hope that you will be able to lift them up out of the context of not having a father in the home, but in the context of thinking about how if we don't surround ourselves with each other in our community, if we don't make sure that we are in relationship with those that are younger than us, that are the same age as us, that are older, if we lose this continuity that's available to us through conversations, intergenerational conversations, then we're going to be walking around like her asking, how was I supposed to know? Like nobody was there to tell us. Well, there are people in our midst willing to tell us if we are willing to listen, and we need to bind together and do that. We'll be better for it. We will definitely be better for it. Thank you all so much for joining us for the workplace right here at KABF 88.3 FM, where we are the voice of the people. I will be right back here in the control seat again next Thursday, but Toney should be back after that. Or maybe it'll be the health corner. I'm not really sure. But join us next Thursday right here. Do not touch that dial. We've got more information, more music coming to you from this community radio station. But first, here is Zanny and Monet singing, How Was I Supposed to Know?